So what's good, guys? I want us to quickly look at what we have on Euro USD. Just before market open next week, I'll just share what quickly we want to look at. You know that we share our journey here and more about the financial markets at large. So I won't delete anything to my charts, just as we always do. We want to keep everything short and sweet, clean and direct to the point, just to keep us onto the loop. All right, so I draw my zones using the daily time frame. I start with the daily time frame, most likely weekly, but daily is my favorite on the higher time frames. I just want to spot where I'm seeing potential sellers and potential buyers, the area of values, if I can call them. All right, you all know them as that. And as you can see on my daily time frame, my current area of value is around this area here, right? So we had a potential heavy sellers here on the daily time frame, and as you can see, maybe I can just zoom in my charts for you guys or bring in the full screen. Right, now that looks better. So let's move that aside. Okay, so as you can see here, we are having significant sellers down, pushing the market down all the way. Around here, the second time, they tried and pushed it for a good number of days. Remember, we're on the daily time frame, so for at least 3 days, they pushed the market down. And above here, we are seeing significant buyers, right? So knowing that, we already mark this area as the next area. If we manage to break here to come, we will wait or take our profit somewhere around here. Right. So let's now focus on what we have currently. And when I mean currently, is just what happened on the recent. Okay, so on the recent days, we have had a very potential uh, area of value somewhere here where we see buyers are getting involved heavily. Then the area was tested again, heavily buyers came in, and this time again on the 4 hour time frame, this is a significant move, right? A good number of candles pushed it up. Okay, so we then formed a head, all right, came back down, respected the shoulder, and it pushed for days. I think a couple of days, if not a week, they're about, I think it's a week actually. Then again, the same area was tested and it pushed down. And as you can see right now, the market is currently on the same area of value where we've been having significant sellers. Okay, now that we know that, we may want to get interested in taking our positions somewhere around here for sales. And as you can see clearly, the buyers pushed a little bit outside the area of value, grabbing some liquidity somewhere about here. So for people who took sales aggressively here, they have been taken out by this sweep here. Okay, now we then broke in on the daily time frame and retested this area of value. I'll teach you something real quick, all right? So when I look at my chart, I try to involve money in it. So maybe if we can go down to the 4 hour time frame real quick, I'll just do the 4 hour time frame real quick. Okay, so the 4 hour time frame, then we go back and zoom in our charts. So just as my charts load, sorry for the delay, and my network is not so good right now because I'm at work. Okay, so as you can see on the 4 hour time frame, what I want to, when I'm looking at my area of values, I interpret all this in terms of money. When I see sellers, I see money. When I see buyers, I see money. So assuming we are touching this area here, so I call this money and I give it a figure of around $10 billion. So $10 billion was involved here and the market pushed all the way upside. As you can see, again, the second time, maybe if I can zoom in my chart, the second time buyers came to the same zone. Yes, they found in money, but this time round they were not able to push as the first round. Okay, this is the first round. This time around, the second time, they were not able to push with the same magnitude as you can see. So we can call this that the 10 billion reduced to around $6 billion. So the money that is involved in this area significantly reduces anytime we are touching it. Same thing happened here. The money reduced. Again, the money reduced. Now, this one we can call a $4 billion. This one we can call a $1 million. Then after that, as you can see, we went and broke and made a retest and the market sold. So with the same kind of concept around here, all right? So the same concept. So with the same concept, let's apply it here. Where are we seeing our sellers coming in? So we've seen that anytime we are below this zone, we are getting significant sellers who are selling for a good number of days. So that is the zone we are interested in. So call this in monetary terms. So this is my 10 billion. Then they pushed again and tried to push to at least the next area where these guys left the money. But unfortunately, they were not able to push it to that area. So we can call this an 8 billion thereabout, because it's so significant. Almost it did around 90% or 80% of the previous move. So what is currently happening here? Just look at what the market is telling you, not what you want to tell the market, because the candlesticks tell a story. So you're the one to make an interpretation out of it. All right. So as you can see here, the market did the same very area of value. We've seen that above here we are getting significant buyers, and after this particular breakout, let me show you something. After this is where you pay attention, right? So after this significant breakout, we made a retest and buyers came in. Okay. So we've seen that buyers were involved in this area. If you look previously, we've done that before. Maybe I'll just do it for maybe some of you who are not getting this real quick. You can see that buyers are involved anytime we are above here. So anytime we are above here, we are getting significant buyers. All right. So the same area of value, sorry. So the very same area of value here, we got the buyers. In fact, with a bullish engulfing, what most of you have been taught by the textbook. So people most likely took their buys here, okay? But you see, when you take your buys here, your stop loss are so vulnerable because you need to see people getting caught for you before you take an entry, okay? So that is my entry criteria. So after these buyers took their trades here, I know that their stop losses are about here. So what do? I wait for them them stop loss to come and get grabbed. Then on the retest aggressive entry, I take my entries there. I'm already on this Euro USD sales. My stop loss is above, and my take profits are on the previous lows of the buyers, the last buyers that were involved. And it's as simple as that. All right. So that is what we have on the Euro USD. Now that you know the concept that we are looking at right now, I won't explain so much on the GBP AUD or the USD CHF. I'll just go straight to the point, how my charts are looking like. Yeah, and that's about it. So on the USD CHF on the daily time frame, let's go the daily time frame. On the daily time frame on the USD CHF, I'll just zoom this in. Please allow me to move my face more often because I want us to. I'm doing this on my iPad, so I'm not getting enough screen work. All right. So as you can see on the USD CHF, we have significant sellers around here. Same thing on the daily time frame. Whenever we tap this area, we're getting significant sells. Point blank. All right. So now that we know that we have significant sells, also here we had sellers, and we form a head and shoulder. As you can see, this was a head and shoulder on the daily time frame. You should be able to spot these patterns because sometimes they happen to be the backbone of the trading industry, right? But as you can see here, the right shoulder pierced, right, and tried to go to the head, right? So with this, it looks so beautiful for me because I love seeing such pierces because I know people have gotten trapped. All right. All right. So now that we know that we have this area of value here, that's what we will focus on. What is the dollar versus the Swiss franc doing? And real quick, I'll go to the 4-hour time frame just to bring things. I call it the eagle style. You see, when an eagle is above there on the sky, the things are a bit far on its view. Yes, it sees, but the lower it drops, the better the view becomes, right? And that is what we are trying to do. Now from the daily, we come to the 4-hour time frame and maybe the 1 hour or the 2 hour time frame. That is what we are looking for. So I took these cells somewhere around here and I'll explain that just in a few. All right. So we've seen significant sellers coming here and identified this as our head. You can see on the daily time frame, we were not able to retest this area, but on the 4-hour time frame, we got a perfect retest, which managed to push the market low. All right, to push the market lower. As you can see, the market pushed significantly to the lower side, right? So the second time around when we came back as on the daily time frame, this is where people took in the bait of the head and shoulder structure. All right, now they've already taken the bait. Look at what the market did. It went and grabbed their stop loss because of course when people are taking their sales aggressively on the shoulder, as the textbooks explain, you see, you should learn beyond textbooks. Yeah, so that is their stop loss because they are told that you put your stop loss just above the structure, and as you can see, it was taken out. And why do most traders talk about being taken out, then the market heads to their direction? Because that is exactly what the market does, right? So real quick to the what we saw here. Now remember on our daily time frame, this area here acted as our shoulder structure, all right? So we managed to pierce it, and we have witnessed that anytime we are below it, even if it is a small cell, it happens eventually, all right? Sorry, I lost my network there for a bit, but I'm back. All right. So anytime we are below this area, we are getting significant cells. Look at it somewhere around here. Then we noticed that this is an internal head and shoulder forming. All right. This is our shoulder. Just follow me through. Head here. A head with actually a double top. This is very, very beautiful. But you see, most of you, you take your head and shoulders, your entries on the shoulders, and that's where you fail. You should be taking your entries on the neckline. All right. And this is where we got our neckline. And as you can see, what the market did, it broke inside. Then on break of this neckline, I took my sales. They've been rallying for a while. You can see this is where my take profit is about. But the market chose not to hit my take profit and take me back to entry. So what we are anticipating is if this market manages to break as it is doing right now above these rejections here, I'll just book my stop loss or cut my losses short, because when it does that, there's a very high chance we are going back to this area here. All right, we are going back to this area of values somewhere around here. All right, so understand the candlestick, read what the market is doing to you, because right now, as you can see, the overall trend of the US dollar Swiss franc is bullish. Look at that bullish move here. All right, so these sales were supposedly supposed to be temporal. Okay, so that's why you're seeing I have to be very careful, because when you look at this area here, these are higher lows, these are higher low, these are higher low as well. So what this market is trying to do, it's forming higher lows to probably or possibly continue with the higher lows that way, right? Then another higher low, and we break this area this way and proceed to create new overall highs. Now when you know that, even your stop losses will be smaller, because you will know when to exit when the market participation is over, or the continuation is over, or the pullback is over, just as it is in this market. A stop loss that you are supposed to book of $1,000, you find yourself booking a $300 stop loss, which helps you with your win to reward ratio. Real quick to the GBP AUD, yeah, then we call it a day. Sorry for my background noise. I'm at a workshop, so that is what is expected. So this is what the GBP AUD has for us on the daily time frame. I'll do what we do. We go to the full screen, and quickly, I won't delete anything. Just the markups that I have are already enough. I'll just identify my reaction points from where my sellers are acting from, without complicating anything. That is what we need to do. So as you can see somewhere around here, we are having a potential head and shoulder structure on the daily time frame. And this is our shoulder, all right? This is our head with a double top. These are very perfect structure. I love this kind of structures, and we broke here and retested it somewhere around here. So we know that the sellers that we are looking to join already took their position somewhere around here. Okay, and now that we know that, we also have another significant area where buyers are taking position. Buyers are coming in here. So just say it as simple as above we buy, below we sell, above we buy, below we sell, and that is exactly what it is. As you can see here, this acts as our ceiling. All right, so whenever we step here we buy, whenever we step here we buy, whenever we are below we sell, whenever we are below we sell, we sell. There's no magic, there's no complication. As simple as I'm putting it, because it is as simple as that. All right, just that you try and complicate it to make the strategy look a little bit easier or simpler, or I don't know, complicating for what reasons exactly. So now that we know this is our area of value, we tone down to the 4-hour time frame, and that is exactly what we will do. So here we are on the 4-hour time frame, the same zones that we were talking about. Remember the eagle style, we go high above, all right? Then the lower you get, or the lower you come down, the more visible or the more details you get. Just like in anything, you see, when you are old in age, that is the higher time frame, right? You know a lot of things that you got through experience on the lower age, which is the lower time frame. All right, so you can advise because you are from the top and you are able to see what is below you. I think that is the best explanation I can give. So the eagle sign. Now, when you come to the 4-hour time frame, things become more clear, more visible, sweet, interesting to details and whatnot. So you can see what we were talking about. Above here, we are getting significant buys, and below here, we are getting significant sells. Remember what I taught you, or just I mentioned earlier on, that see this money and interpret it in money. This is 10 billion, right? So whenever we are stepping onto this area, You can see here, we can say we stepped and pushed the market only to this area somewhere around here and call this maybe a 2 billion. Then another 2 billion to the same area we did not break. Then for us to break these highs, we needed 10 billion, and that is exactly what the market did. It broke, right? Then the other time the market came back here, the momentum was out. They tried to buy it again, but you can see this is only 500,000. So because it did not make any significant move, then we managed to break aggressively. All right, we took this sell some time back, way back, a little bit back. So as you can see below here, we are able to take our sells, and whenever we are above here, remember above here we are looking to buy. And as you can see, exactly that happens. All right, maybe I can move my good face from the view, right? So you can see around here we got significant buys to the area of value. So maybe they input another 6 billion, which was better than what they have had here, 500,000, which went nowhere, right? So when you go back to the 4-hour time frame as we are in right now, you'll realize the same area that gave us the sell gave us a shoulder here. We are still in these cells waiting for them to materialize. Another shoulder head here, another shoulder that way. Then we managed to break here and we took ourselves on this continuation candle somewhere around here. Why? Because we have seen several times. We are not trying to reinvent the wheel. That is what most people do with this heavy, complicated strategy. You're trying to reinvent the wheels. You've seen that at this price we are getting significant sellers. Why are you complicating it? Should be as simple as it is printing. All right, so we are supposed to take our take profits just here. We've had they have them here just in case we push lower. Yeah, and that's that, as simple as that. So that's all for now. Remember, we are just sharing our knowledge, we are just sharing our trading journey. And thank you for keeping it with us. Thank you for always being here with us. Thank you for your comments. Yeah, and keep it $1 million pips until the next